Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I think it's Friday. I'm assuming it is because that is what the calendar tells me. Welcome to our 75-minute slow flow plus yin. My name is KJ Hamus, and I'm really excited that you're here to me. So as you're logging on, if you've got any yin shapes or anything that you would like to into tonight or any parts of the body, do let me know. Type a quick message or just let me know that you're here. Before we get started, you will need yoga blocks, 2 if you have them, or 2 books, maybe 4 depending on what height you might need, and then at least a pillow or a yoga bolster. So up to you. So again, if you're just logging on, if there's any parts of the body you want to get into, any yin shapes you want to do, just send me a quick note and I'll see if I'm able to get them in. If you're like, I'd rather remain anonymous, no problem. So yes. All right. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Slippers off. And we're going to get started on our backs here, friends. So just take your props and move them off to the side. So we won't be needing them right away. Oh, there's a yin shape. Okay, not a yin shape, but hello, family. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on our backs into Savasana. And if you'd like, you can even start this in an active Savasana by bringing soles of the feet to the ground, knees to the sky. Up to you. If you're taking this variation, make sure that the low back is pressing into the ground and that the neck is nice and long and flat on the earth. Hands can be up to receive energy, or hands can be down for grounding. So take a moment and just decide what feels right for you. And then as you're ready, let's begin by taking 3 slow breaths in. So receive the breath in through the nose. And then exhale, open the mouth. Let it go. Deep, slow breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One last time here. Full breath in. Exhale. Beginning to orient yourself in space and time. The space being here, the time being now. And for the next 60 minutes, knowing you have nowhere else to be, 75 minutes, nowhere else to be except here on your mat. Try and make sure other distractions are turned off. So turn off the computers, not the one that you're using, but turn off emails, turn off phones. Put things on do not disturb so you can be right here. And letting go of the outside world, start to bring a gentle focus to your breath. Drawing your attention to the low belly, becoming aware of the rise of the inhale and the fall of the exhale. And to start, don't change the breath. Don't try and control it. Just notice it and observe. So what is the breath bringing to the practice today? And this might be a good time to set your intention or focus for your practice. What are you hoping to cultivate on the mat and take with you? And what do you need to leave on the mat that is no longer serving you? And as you start to dial into the breath even more, let this, your breath, be the place that you can return to at any point that you need it. So if it escapes you during the movement part of the practice or the more stationary parts, stop and just come back to the breath. As you start to wake up the senses, begin to draw them all inside. So tasting inside the mouth, smelling inside the nose, feeling your clothing wrap around your body, and maybe even going as far as feeling all of the bone underneath the muscle. Bring your sight and sound inward. So what do you see internally as you scan from the head down to the toes? Noting any areas of tension, emotion, or sensation. And what do you hear internally? What do you hear from the, you start to feel the breath move through the body? As you're taking this scan, just take a moment first to note the areas of tension and what type of tension that is in the body. So if it's physical tension, does it have any emotional attachment to it? Does it have any mental attachment to it? And again, one is not better than the other. It's not right or wrong. Just notice, become aware. And just placing that off to the side, take a moment and notice the areas of openness, rest, and relaxation. Do those areas carry with them emotional attachment or mental attachment? And then as you start to hold that openness and relaxation in the same space as the tension, see if you can begin to use the breath to move away the attachments that are coming along with that. And it might be easier said than done, and that's okay. But tonight, as you move through your practice, can you not be attached to the outcome? Can you be present in the moment without worrying about what's next or the end? Start to deepen your breath here. Breathing gently in through the nose and out through the nose. As you inhale, feel the breath travel all the way through the nose, down the throat, past the belly button, to the root, the base of the spine, as the belly fills up and the low back presses into the earth. And as you exhale, can you feel the low belly start to contract slightly as the breath travels from the root all the way back up through the nose? So as you inhale, feel the breath push down toward the feet, toward the pelvis. And as you inhale, feel the breath travel from the feet, the pelvis, all the way back up through the nose. Bringing our hands to the low belly, we're going to take a 3-part breath with a slight pause after each inhale. So you'll inhale for a third and fill up the belly and pause. Inhale another third, feel the ribs expand, pause. And then the final inhale, you'll fill up the chest, trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears, pause. And then exhale, let it all go slowly through the nose. So inhale for a third, pause. Inhale for a third, pause. Inhale a third, pause. Exhale, slowly let go. So as you find your next inhale, only go slightly below where you would naturally fill up on each place, with that slight pause at the top. Feel the breath still travel down, push down as you take each third. And then as you slowly exhale, feel the breath travel all the way back up. Now, at any point during this 3-part breath, if the eyes start to water, you start to feel dizzy, any emotional any emotional things that come up that are not pleasant to you, that are causing anxiety, anything like that, stop. And just be in the moment and just breathe in gently in and out through the nose. So let's take 3 more rounds on your own. Again, inhale through the belly for a third. Pause. Inhale, expand the ribs, pause. And then inhale, feel the breath, rise, lift the chest, pause. And slowly exhale it out. Finishing up where you're at. Straightening the legs if you've taken an active Shavasana. As you inhale, draw the left knee into the chest, interlace the fingers below the knee. And as you exhale, just gently move the thigh outside of the ribs and draw the knee in. We'll take 3 breaths here in our wind relieving pose, just warming up the psoas, one of our deep hip muscles. So breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. If Ujjayi is in your practice, that soft sound of Darth Vader at the back of the throat, please feel free to take that if it calls to you. If not, if you're not sure what that is, that's okay. Just continue to focus on the breath in and out through the nose. One more deep inhale. Deep exhale. As you inhale, wrap peace fingers around the big toe and half happy baby. As you exhale, bring the right hand to the right thigh, helping press it down. Inhale is going to straighten the leg. Exhale is going to bring it into its half happy baby. Maybe you try and reach the knee toward the armpit. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, half happy baby. Twice more. Breath in. Breath out. Last time. Inhale. And exhale into your half happy baby. Pause here. Take 2 deep breaths in our half happy baby. And then on your next inhale, bend the right knee so it's up to the sky. And as you exhale, figure 4. Bring the left ankle over the thigh and draw the knees in. Flex both feet. So it's at both knees are at a 90-degree angle. Hands can be underneath behind the leg, or you can always bring them on top. Working to feel a stretch here in the glute and the outside of the hip. Let's take 2 more full breaths in. In through the nose. Out through the nose. So during some more of the stationary portions of the shape, start to just imagine or bring the awareness to the nose. It's like it's got its own little pin spot around the nose. We'll take 1 more breath in here. Breath out. As you inhale, draw both knees into the chest. As you exhale, take a few circles on the ceiling with the knees. 3 in one direction and 3 in the other. And then on your next inhale, straighten the left leg. Keep the left knee into the right knee into the chest. And then as you exhale, interlace the fingers. Draw the left thigh outside the right ribs. So let's take 3 breaths here in our wind relieving pose. It's called that because we're working not only into the psoas, which helps the diaphragm, but we're going to press a little bit on the diaphragm as well. So when we come out of it, it'll be a relief. We're like, oh, I can breathe a little bit more. Take 1 more full breath in and full breath out. As you inhale, start to interlace the peace fingers around the big toe. Now you exhale, half happy baby, bringing the left hand to the left thigh. Inhale, gently straighten the leg. Exhale, half happy baby, work the knee into the armpit. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knee into the armpit. Twice more. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Pause in the half happy baby. Maybe you open up this thigh a little bit more, bringing the knee outside the elbow, whatever feels good. 2 full breaths. Receive the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, draw the left knee up to the sky. As you exhale, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Figure 4. Flex both feet. Thread the needle either behind the left thigh or in front of the left knee. So this side might be different. You could be feeling this a bit more in the glute. Maybe it's kind of creeping over into the hamstring. Also feel it on the outer thigh. Take 3 more breaths. Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, draw both knees into the chest. Then as you exhale, bring the hands behind the thighs. Take a few rock and rolls up and down the length of the spine. Maybe pausing at the top in Navasana and rocking back. On about your 3rd or your 4th rock and roll, start to make your way to a standing forward fold. Maybe you have enough momentum that you don't even need to use your hands to find ragdoll. It's okay if you do. You're like, I'm not a gymnast. It's not what I do. That's fine. Bend through the knees here. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Maybe you lift one foot, press the heel down, lift the other, press the heel down. Maybe you lift both feet, rock forward, and then come back down. Maybe then you rock back onto the heels, lifting up the toes, and then rock back. Rock back onto the heels, lift the toes, and then rock back. Let's take that one more time. Rock back onto the heels, lift the toes, and then bring the feet back down, fold forward, ragdoll. Let's take 3 breaths here. Again, generous bend in the knees depending on where the hamstrings are at, where the back side of the body is today. Hands can be on the ground. The hands can hang nice and heavy. You can reach for opposite elbows or even bring the arms behind you. Might feel good to shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Let something go. Keeping a soft bend in the knees on your next inhale, slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. That is going to be the very last thing to straighten. That thing to stack is the knees will be the very last thing to straighten. Meeting in Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand up nice and tall, finding our neutral spine. So we stack the vertebra one on top of the other without feeling tension when we do so. Start to draw the low belly into the spine, keep the low ribs in. So remember, we still want to be able to breathe. The belly is still going to poof out and contract in, so we're not sucking it in. You can't breathe when you do that. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Gaze will follow the thumbs, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend from the knees, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. pause here. Shift the weight over the heel, over the balls of the feet, crown of the head forward, hips back. Breath in. As you exhale, step the right foot back nice and long, low runner's lunge. Start to lift the low belly off the thighs, press through the back heel. On your inhale, bring the hands inside the foot and turn the back toes so they're facing the long edge of the mat. So you have warrior two legs. On your next exhale, start to walk the hands out nice and long. So you're coming into a down dog lunge. So the upper body is in a V shape or pointed down instead of diagonal, and the low body is in a warrior two legs shape. So it's a hybrid here, if you will. Stretching forward, reaching forward, keeping the left knee rolling open toward the middle toe. So don't let the left knee bow into the center. We'll take one more full breath in, full breath out. As you inhale, start to walk the hands back inside the foot. Let the right toes turn toward the short edge of the mat, lizard pose. And you start to rock from side to side here, or back and forth. Nice and gentle, no need to rush. The big thing that we're doing here is there's no exact breath count as you take this movement, but I ask that you're still breathing, still finding the focus on the breath. And then start to find a pause. As you inhale, frame your front foot. I'm going to turn around and stay right where you're at. Frame your left foot. And then as you exhale, bring the shin so it's parallel to the mat and up in the air. All right? As you inhale, just lower the shin down. Exhale, lift it up into the body. So round through the upper back. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, zip it up. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog or inverted V shape. Pause here. Before taking movement, take a couple of breaths. Notice what's happening in the body. Notice what's happening with the breath. Can you start to reconnect the two of them if that connection's been lost? Can you find out what you need by listening to the breath? And then from here, if movement calls, feel free to move from side to side, pedal out the feet. Ooh, maybe something will crack. I don't know if anybody heard that, but my ankle just totally cracked. And then meeting back in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Staying engaged to the core. Inhale. Exhale, look forward. Step the right foot in between the hands. Low runner's lunge. Pause. Start to lift the low belly up. Press the left heel behind you. As you inhale, bring the hands inside the foot. Let the back toes turn out. Moving into our down dog lunge. Your next exhale, walk the hands out away from the body, away from the mat, into the lunge. Again, keep the left thigh rotating open, knee pressing toward the middle toe, thighs pressing toward the long edge of the mat. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. As you inhale, start to walk back. By the time you reach your exhale, lizard pose. So move here, back and forth. Notice the breath. Notice how the shape feels in the body. More importantly, noticing the hip. What's going on with the hips today? How they feel. We'll take one more breath in. breath out. As you inhale, frame the front foot. Got to do that little bit of core. Exhale, lift the foot. Bring the shin parallel to the mat. Round through the upper back. Inhale, lower to hover. Exhale, zip it up, round through the upper back. Inhale, hover. Exhale, up. 2 more. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, step the foot in between the hands. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Bow low. Inhale, reach up, look up. Gaze will follow the thumbs. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit the hips back, reach up. So really bring the weight into the heels. Sit your hips back. Low ribs together, belly button in. All right, just time for a little bit of a shoulder opener from here. So I'm going to demonstrate from the front. You're going to stay in your chair. I know, chair's the worst, but it's good for us. We got to do it. Maybe. Okay, we're still doing it though. So take your left hand, bring it behind you. You're going to take then your right hand and bring it behind you, reaching for your hand. Minor note, I have stupidly open shoulders, so this may not work for everybody. You can reach for your shirt, or you can skip this bottom hand and keep it at heart center. Sit back into the heels. As you inhale, press the head into the upper hand. Maybe you arch the back just a little. Take a breath in, keep the bind. And exhale, bow low. Fold, fold, fold. And release the hands down to the ground. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps back, low runner's lunge. Ground down through the left big toe mount. Press back through the right heel. As you inhale, reach up. Ooh, high lunge. So when you don't ground, you get the wobblies like I just did. Breathe here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Sit a little deeper into the hips. Really keep the weight onto the back, ball of the foot. Heel presses back without pressing down. Back leg nice and straight. Take 3 breaths. You've got this. Focus on the breath. You can always bring your hands to heart center or cactus them if you wish. 2 more. Receive in through the nose. Let go through the nose. Last time. Breath in. Breath out. As you inhale, lift up, star pose. And exhale, take a goddess squat. Let's bring our hands to our heart space. Draw the tailbone down as you lift up through the low belly. Adjust the feet so the thighs are pushing back, rotating open. Sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Toes pointed forward, heel might be slightly out. Pause here. Feel the stretch along the back side of the body. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Maybe you reach for the outsides of the feet this time. Let's take 1 more breath in, breath out. Bringing your hands back to center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take a twist. Inhale, open up. Left arm reaches up, right toes lift up. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, right arm up, left toes up. Come back to center. Exhale, twice more each side. Full breath in. Gaze will follow the thumbs. Get the hips involved. And back down as you exhale. Take this last one on your own, and if you're already done, that's great. Just meet in the forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lift all the way up. Then as you exhale, turn the front toes out to the side. And exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So tick-tock the hands to 12 and 6. This can be a really great place for a yoga block or one of your books, or yokes, if you will. And we're gonna reach our arms up. Keep the crown of the head pressing forward, so try not to let the neck droop. Energy, one long line, crown of the head all the way down to the hip. Press the left hip back, reaching up. Inhale. Exhale. Starting to step the left foot back. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, extended side angle. Breathe here. Gaze comes up to the top hand. Sink nice and low into the front knee. Again, don't let this knee come in. Keep it moving out. So you might even take your hand and be like, oh, I'm gonna move it out. And then come back. Forearm to the thigh, or you can come all the way down. If you choose to come down to the ground or to a book, make sure you can breathe. If you can't breathe, come back up. Let's take one more breath in. Breath out. Inhale to front the front foot. And as you exhale, step up, forward fold. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Heel toe the feet together, or just bring them slightly a little less than hips width distance. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana, chair pose. So we're here now. Lower ribs in. Tuck the tailbone. We want to keep one long spine. So if you tuck the tailbone and that gives you a curve, don't tuck the tailbone. Breathe here. We got to do the other arm. So turning around. Again, you can grab your shirt or just do the one. As you inhale, bring the right hand behind. As you exhale, bring the left arm behind. The fingertips, the palms may touch. They may not. That's okay. Sit a little deeper into your chair. Sit, sit, sit. Inhale. Press the head into the upper arm. And then as you exhale, fold. Keep the bind till you reach the bottom. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Low runner's lunge. Ground down through the right foot. Lift the back heel up. Once you found that stability, inhale, rise, high lunge. Breathing here. So arms can be reaching up. Hands can come to heart center. Arms can cactus. What you don't want to have happen is the pelvis tilting too far forward. Keep your nice neutral spine. Press through the back leg. Sink into the hips. 3 breaths. Bend through the front knee. Keep it over the ankle. 2. Inhale, lift up, star. Exhale, gotta squat. Adding a little fun, maybe a little mystery. As you inhale, lift the right heel up. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, both heels lift. Exhale, just to hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. One more. Inhale. Exhale, set it all the way down. Take a breath in, reach up, look up, star, toes in. Exhale, bow low. As you inhale, flat back. As you exhale, fold and reach for the right foot. Pause. Hands can press onto the foot. Hands can come to the calf. Hands can be on the ground. Take one more breath in. Breath out. Inhale, center, flat back. Exhale, left foot. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come through center, flat back. Exhale, draw your hands to your hips. Inhale, reach up, look up, turn the left toes toward the short edge of the mat, and exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So again, feel free to grab your book, lift up. Crown of the head presses forward, hips press back. Open the heart toward the ceiling. One more deep, slow breath in. Deep, slow breath out. As you inhale, go ahead and step the right foot back, lean in your extended side angle. Breathe here. Gaze can be up at the top hand. Gaze can be down at the foot. You just don't want to let the cervical spine go in funny directions. Keep it nice and long. And just maybe let the eyes move. For 3. Sink deeper, knee over ankle. For 2. Press the outer edge of the back foot for 1. Inhale, frame the front foot. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Bring the feet about hips width distance apart, roughly 2 fists width. As you inhale, lift up under the balls of the feet. As you exhale, come down. Inhale, come to the heels. Lift up the toes. And come down. Take that twice more each way. And find your ragdoll. Breathing here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And we've landed in our first yin shape, dangling pose. So this might be a great place for our books, just grabbing the timer. Keep track. We'll be here for 3 minutes. So feet hips width distance apart, bend through the knees. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Opposite hands can reach for opposite elbows, and the forearms can then rest on the thighs so you can fold there using that support. You can stack your yoga blocks one on top of the other to bring the ground closer to you. We've got 3 minutes here. We're going to let everything hang nice and heavy. This is going to help us open up the back side of the body. We're paying particular attention to the spine, beginning to loosen up all the ligaments along the spinal column. If you do need to come out of the shape early, that's not a problem. Just take your time because you have been forward folded. You don't want to come all the way up to just come all the way back down to the ground and rush. Not worth it. We are compressing the diaphragm here, so we're exercising that main breathing muscle. So again, the breathing hasn't stopped. It just might be a bit more challenging, which is where you want to bring the attention to where we're receiving the breath and where we're letting the breath go. Sending it back out into the world. Feel the feet connected to the earth. Draw energy in from around you. Got about 1.5 minutes left, so halfway through. I'm going to go radio silent for about the next minute, and I'll give you the 30-second warning. And bend your knees as much as you need to. Let everything hang loosey-goosey. 30 seconds left here. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Soft bend in the knees, very, very slowly. Begin to roll up. Take your time. You want to avoid a head rush. Knees will be the last thing to straighten. The head will be the very last thing to stand. And from here, let's find our way onto our backs. I think I might have a request. Mellow body parts was the request. Well, we'll do my best, friend. All right, so let's come on down. Take your time. We're going to come into a butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet to touch. You can use your yoga books or your yoga blocks underneath the knees if you'd like. The farther out it's going to be, the more restorative. The closer in, the more you're going to get into the inside of the legs. Sit up nice and tall. And then full forward and flop. Boom. There you go. You can always use one of your yoga blocks or your books for your head. You can also use your pillow for your head. We're here for 4 minutes. So this shape is great to help us sort of stretch out the low back without requiring loose hamstrings. And it always reminds me of being a kid too in this shape. So as we start to settle into the yin portion of our practice, let's remember the 3 main principles. The first is finding the appropriate depth for our body. So depending on what our day was like today, whether we were able to take a small walk, whether we're chasing around small humans or sitting all day, that can affect the physicality of the shape, and it can also affect where we're at emotionally, mentally, and energetically. So finding the appropriate depth, listening to the body, listening to the breath, never going to the point of pain, and sticking with about a 70% in each shape. As I mentioned, we'll be holding this shape for 4 minutes. We held our first yin shape for 3 minutes. Time is an important factor because when we combine time with the breath, we're able to really start to breathe, breathe, and let the body ease into the shape. And then stillness. Stillness is what tells the muscles to take a break. It's in that stillness that we're able to get out of our fight, flight, or freeze response and hopefully get into our tend and friend response. So every movement we make, the brain's like, oh, saber-tooth tiger coming at me, even if it's just a little one. So we jerk back into that other response. See if you can breathe into stillness just a little bit. That's not to say that the body won't require some movement, but just decide, is that nervous energy or is there something that is painful that I need to get out? And stillness takes practice. We're not perfect at it. Some days are definitely going to be better than others. We've got about 2 minutes left. I'm going to let you all be in silence for this shape. All I ask is then that you just notice the rise of the inhale and fall of the exhale. About 30 seconds left here. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. You inhale, slowly start to rise on up. We're gonna stack the next shape on top. We're gonna come into double pigeon or square pose, and I'll demonstrate both. Double pigeon, or can also be called fire log. We'll start with our right leg on the bottom, and then our left leg is gonna come on top. So working to stack shin on top of shin, knee and ankle on top of knee and ankle. If the two, knee and ankle, don't want to be friends, go ahead and grab your yoga book or block and place it in between. You can stay lifted or you can begin to fold. The physical intention behind this shape is to get into the outside of the hips and into the glute area. So you might need to fold forward to feel that sensation. Do keep a slight flex in the feet to help protect the knee. Second option, if you're like, ha, my body doesn't do that. That's cool, I got another option. So it's called square pose. You'll cross at the ankles, and then you're gonna scoot the ankles away from each other because they don't wanna be friends right now. They don't like each other. And then you're gonna move the legs away from the body, okay? Flex the feet, and then fold forward. So same sensation, just not as deep of an external rotation. So we're gonna be here for 3 minutes. Feel free to use any of your props as needed. Maybe rest your forearms on the books. And as we're here in this shape, we're going to start to get into some deeper breathing activities to help us really start to cool the mind, cool the body. So we're going to take a ratio type breath. So we'll breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold for a count of 4. And we're going to breathe out for a count of 8. And it's the breathing out through the count of 8 that's going to be controlled, slow, and steady. You're not breathing out more air, you're just taking more time. So take a cleansing breath here. And then as you're ready, inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own for the last 30 seconds. Maybe you find your own breath rhythm, because as you've taken that ratio, you found that the inhale becomes like super grasping. It's not as natural as you'd like it to be. So maybe you cut back. That's fine. Keeping your legs where they're at. Inhale, start to rise on up. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come all the way onto the back. Pausing here, maybe you keep the legs together, feeling a deeper stretch. And then very slowly, bring the soles of the feet to the earth and knees to the sky. Begin to straighten through the right leg. And then draw the left knee once again into the chest, coming back to our wind relieving pose. So interlace the fingers. Bring the left thigh outside of the right ribs. So feeling that tension or that press into the psoas. You may not necessarily totally feel it because the psoas is a really deep muscle. So interlace the fingers behind and press the thigh into the body. Press the neck down. We'll be here for 3 minutes. Timer's already been started. Let's come back here to that ratio breath. I'll guide you through one and let the rest be yours. And if you're like, nope, that's fine, you don't have to. It's only an invitation. Meaning at the bottom of an exhale. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own. If that does not call to you, and then just bring the awareness to receiving the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. About 30 seconds left here. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Let's take a full breath in, full breath out. From here, on your next inhale, bring both feet back to the ground, knees pointed up. Start to walk the left foot off the mat and allow the knee to begin to drop. So you can place a book underneath the knee if you'd like, or you can bring the top of the foot all the way down to the ground. If you do that, again, be mindful of the knee. Our half saddle pose, so working into the front side of the hip. So for this, if you need it, again, you can take the book, place it underneath the knee, just feeling that stretch along the front side. It does not have to be super intense. The more you hold it, the more you might be able to ease into it and open it up. There's just one part of the body that doesn't always get good stretches, and if we're sitting all day watching TV or at our computer or doing whatever we need, it's really important that we start to open this up. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes. Feel free, if you need to place a book or a block underneath the head, maybe even one under the chest, to take some of the pressure out of the sacral lumbar joint. And you can put, books may not be the greatest thing for this, so feel free to use your bolster if you like. And just to help lift up a little bit more. Maybe that'll open up the heart. Take either breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe this time you take 10 long breaths. So inhale for 1, exhale for 1, so on and so forth up to 10, or to come back into that ratio breath we were just practicing. Find what's going to help keep you in this moment, keep you in tune what's happening internally. About 30 seconds left here. And take a full breath in, full breath out. Very gently, very slowly come out of the shape. Straighten both legs and find puddle. So you can always take puddle pose on your back, on your stomach, or maybe child's pose calls to you, or just a seated moment. The point and the intention behind puddle pose is stillness. So the energy the static energy we just released has time to reintegrate into the body. It's an opportunity for us to check back in and just notice the effects of the shape. So take one more breath here. Breath out. As you're ready, roll onto your left side. Give yourself a real big hug. And then as you feel settled and feel ready, slowly begin to push your way back up once again. So now we're going to take that whole thing on the other side. If you're getting a little chilly, it'd be a great time to put a sweatshirt on or long sleeves. And we'll come into double pigeon or square on this side. So reminder that pigeon, double pigeon, we've got knee and ankle stacked one on top of the other, with always the option for the book, or square pose, crossing at the ankles, right ankle in front. Work the feet away from themselves and then the legs away from the body. Either option. Square in particular, you'll want to fold forward. We've got 3 minutes here. So find what calls to you. About 30 seconds left here. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly starting to rise up as you inhale. And then keeping the legs where they're at, come on to the back. Just draw the knees in. You might feel a deeper sensation here. And then from here, just bring soles of the feet to the earth. Start to straighten the left leg. Coming into our wind relieving pose on the right side. So interlace the fingers and bring it to the outside of the right knee. Draw the right thigh, the outside of the ribs, and press it in. So into the psoas. Our deep hip muscle, 3 minutes. Find what breath works for you. About 30 seconds left here. Take a full breath in, full breath out. From here, bring both knees up to the sky. Start to walk the right foot off the mat. Then allow the knee to drop. So you can place a book underneath the knee if you like. You can come to the top of the foot, placing it behind you for half saddle. Again, make those adjustments you need. So you might place, if you've got yoga blocks, one behind the head, one in between the shoulder blades. You You can always use your bolster to lift up the upper body as well, working for that stretch on the front side of the leg. So 3 minutes here. It's our last shape. Try not to let the mind wander. Keep the focus on the breath. We're able to truly connect mind and body with little control, with little effort. Begin to go a little bit deeper, maybe release a little bit more, letting go of some of the attachments that we brought with us into the practice. About 30 seconds left here. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Very slowly start to unwind from your shape. Taking any final movements you need before coming into Savasana, final resting. Let yourself fully sink into the earth, onto the mat. Take a deep cleansing breath here. And then exhale, open mouth, sigh it out, let it go. You are here. Allow yourself to be still in this moment, to truly find rest. Begin to feel the weight of your body on the earth. And start to invite some gentle movement back into the body by wiggling fingers and toes. Taking your time, slowly transitioning to a comfortable seat at the top of the mat. Coming back to the breath. Not controlling it, not changing it, just noticing it. Let your breath be your guide as you move throughout the rest of your evening and into the weekend. Stop for a moment at times. Check in with yourself. Notice how you feel. Drawing your hands to your heart space. Honor the intention or focus you may have set at the beginning of your practice. Bowing your head to your hands in a moment of gratitude. Thanking yourself for making time for your mat. And silently thanking our neighbors who joined us tonight to create this virtual community. Thank you all so much for letting me serve you. I look forward to being with you all again. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Have a great evening, everybody.